have probably heard the word queer used in LGBTQIA spaces, online conversations, politics, and queer culture, but many people still ask the same question. What does queer actually mean? Hello, my dears. Welcome back to my court. If you are new here, I am King Key. We talk drag, queer life, culture, politics, and everything society gets dramatically wrong about it, and we do it without apology. Now, my dears, the answer here is both simple and deeply political. Queer describes people whose sexuality, gender, or relationship to gender norms does not fit the traditional expectations society tries to enforce. But that definition only tells part of the story, because queer is not just a label, it's a history. For a long time, the word queer was used as an insult, used as a weapon to shame anyone whose existence did not conform to heterosexual or cisgender norms. It meant strange, wrong, deviant, and that is exactly why many LGBTQIA communities reclaimed it. In the late 20th century, activists began taking the word back and using it with pride. The logic was simple, yet powerful. If society calls us queer because we refuse to fit their rules, then we will own the word and remove its power to harm us. Now, this is a common pattern in marginalized communities. Words that were once used to attack become symbols of resistance when the people targeted by them claim ownership. And that is how the word queer transformed. Today, queer can function as an umbrella term that includes many different identities across sexuality and gender. Some people use queer because they are gay, lesbian, bisexual, or pansexual. Some use it because their gender identity is trans or non-binary. Some use it because their relationship to gender and sexuality simply does not fit neat little categories. Queer allows space for complexity, and that flexibility is one of the reasons why the word matters so much. Traditional labels often ask people to define themselves very precisely: gay, lesbian, straight, male, female. Queer, however, acknowledges that human experience is often messier than those boxes allow. Here is the important reframe, my dear. Queer is not just a description of how someone loves. It is also a political stance. To call yourself queer can mean recognizing that the systems built around gender and sexuality were designed to enforce conformity, and that choosing to live outside those systems is both personal and cultural. Queer culture has always been about creativity, resistance, and community. It gave us drag performance. It gave us ballroom culture. It gave us entire movements that reshaped conversations around gender, sexuality, and identity. But it is also important to understand something else. Not every LGBTQIA person uses the word queer for themselves because of its history as a slur. Some people still feel uncomfortable with it, especially older generations whose experience it primarily as an insult. And that perspective deserves respect too. Identity language is always very deeply personal. Some people feel empowered by the word queer. Others prefer words like gay or lesbian or bisexual. And both choices, my dear, are completely valid. So what does queer mean? It describes people whose sexuality or gender falls outside traditional expectations. But more than that, it represents a long history of resistance, creativity, and self-definition within LGBTQIA culture. Queer means refusing the idea that there is only one correct way to exist. And if you made it this far in the video, well done you. Welcome to the court, my dear. Go ahead and share this video, smash that follow or subscribe button, and remember, once a jewel, always a jewel.